What's poppin', y'all? The time has finally come. After nearly 4 years since his debut single Rubbing Off the Paint, and since last summer of YBN Nahmir teasing his album to be released on his birthday in December, then it being pushed back several more months, his project finally released. I was interested in seeing how this did because I've been following this Nahmir saga, and I thought there might be a redemption arc after the whole Wake Up song becoming a meme, and him bouncing back from that song with Op Stoppa taking off after over 2 years on TikTok. Then somehow his team was able to get on 21 Savage to the remix that took the song to new heights and got it charting on the Hot 100, along with some high playlist placements. It was Nahmir's first song to chart in years, and fortunately for him it stayed there for a couple of weeks, but now the song has fell out of the Hot 100. But Nahmir finally released the Visionland album, which is 20 tracks long. If you're unfamiliar, having a long track list is used to, you could say, pad the stats or album sales. If you have 20 tracks, that's more streams overall for the album, which results in more streaming equivalent albums than if the same amount of people fully listen to a 10-track album, for instance. It would result in twice the sales in that particular scenario. So this album is already trying to make sure it's doing everything possible to be in a position to sell well. In previous videos, if I recall correctly, I said I would consider something not a flop for Nahmir if it did at least 10K. Is that right? Someone please remind me. It was either 10K or 15K. But regardless, the album didn't even do close to either of those numbers. The album sold under 4.8K first week. I wasn't able to get the exact sales figures because they were so low, but academics reported that it sold 4K. Let's just go with 4K because it's an easy number. These sales are absolutely despicable. Keep in mind, Comethazine, who did not have a Hot 100 hit, sold around 7.8K, 8K, got way less promo as well. Smoke Perp? Come on now. Selling less than Smoke Perp with these numbers? And it's not like he didn't have tons of promo or hype leading up to this. He had a song that was sort of a hit, but y'all know I predicted this to happen. I had a little bit of hope when I heard that new song from Nahmir before the album dropped, but not only did I just take a look at the sales figures. No. I actually listened to this album top to bottom and endured 20 full tracks. Yes. First of all, before we even get into the whole album, Soul Train? It looks like Nahmir missed a train that had his career on it, because I'm not sure there could have been a worse album reception than this, let alone a song reception. As I'm making this video, the song on YouTube has 102,000 dislikes and 11K likes. I mean, this proportion is looking worse than Rebecca Black Friday numbers. I'm granting this song by Nahmir the title of Worst Song of 2021. I give one out each year. I've got a list of Worst Song of the Year for the past several. 2020, Jay-Z and Pharrell's track Entrepreneur. As good as the message and music video are, it doesn't substitute for a straight-up garbage song. You can have some amazing gift wrap on a piece of trash, then say it's a good gift? Come on now. Then, of course, the worst song of 2019 was easily Lil Dicky's song Earth. That song was another well-intentioned song with a campaign and meaning that they felt was a positive one, but it was a negative impact and definite insult to my ears. They thought it was okay to release that garbage. And now we have, let's not mention not even release that garbage, but constantly play it on the radio. And now we have Nahmir's Soul Train, which begs the question, when is Nahmir going to hold himself accountable for the garbage that he puts out? The song with Yo Gotti last summer was trash and performed terribly, and he said he had way better songs in the tuck that would be coming out, and he blamed the mixing for that track too, as well as the Wake Up song, which had a great beat and pretty much went viral notoriously because it had a great beat and Nahmir ruined that beat. Then once again he hops on Twitter recently and says how different the mixing is from the version of the songs that release. If Nahmir is saying that the mixed versions of the songs are bad, then I can't imagine how terrible a song like Soul Train was before the engineer got a hold of it. I mean, just imagine that. You're the engineer that's responsible for trying to turn this abysmal excuse for vocals into a song that would be palatable to our ears. I don't even know if that's the right word, but who cares? He had to listen to the raw vocals of that for who knows how long, trying to tweak it and work some magic on it, it might have done permanent damage to his ears as an engineer and could possibly potentially harm his career. Now he doesn't even know how to mix anymore from how badly that song was. And then he gets blamed? I mean, talk about rough. This song was an attempt at doing some sort of pop, singy, Sway Lee type song. Something that would actually sound good if Sway Lee were to sing it, But Nahmir? No. Even at certain points, the auto-tune gets so bad, it becomes an unbearable, absolutely awful song. I had to listen to this song first, before the album, because people were in my comments mentioning this track. I thought to myself, well, why this specific track? I mean, it couldn't be that bad. And it ended up being far, far worse. Then I check out the track listing, and the intro track I see Dolla Sign. There's no way that Nahmir could possibly ruin a Dolla Sign feature, right? I mean, when's the last song you heard that had Dolla Sign on it that sucked? Exactly. It just doesn't happen. Until now. Nahmir's writing on here isn't bad, but the delivery is what sucks. And I mean, it's well-intentioned. His flow just sounds so offbeat, and it comes across really amateurish. Like someone who was just learning how to make music or rap. It was like he was trying to do what Corday does, except far worse. I'm not going to go through every song. Just know that almost all of them suck. But I will point out a couple that were actually decent or good. The song Politics that he has with G Herbo, good song. It's what people want to hear from Nahmir. But those songs are few and far between on this album. Fast Car Music, good song. I like the Homework song. The beat was really different, but Nahmir actually, let's just say he glide and slide on this track, that's for sure, in a positive way. I think that's pretty much it for the good songs. A lot of these beats on here were whack too. And this album felt like it was just taking all of these different styles of whether it's beats, flows, melodies even, just threw them all in a cauldron or just throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what would stick. This would somewhat make sense if this were done with singles leading up to the album. And it sort of was, since he's been leading up to an album for years. The question is, what in the world is YBN Nahmir's sound? What is his style? You have no idea when listening to this. It's just a big salad of different sounding songs with the one commonality being that they're performed by Nahmir. And the question is, where does he go from here? He hyped this album up a lot. When he was getting a ton of criticism for his music sucking, he was telling people he was having label issues. He couldn't release the good stuff. And now, after the album drops and it's trash, what is there left to say? You were supposed to show everyone what you had, and you did the opposite. Now Nahmir is on social media teasing songs and music videos from when his dreads were 8 inches shorter as a 16-year-old. You're in a struggling position of your career when the most hype you can get is fans teasing material from 4 years ago. The sales here says a lot, and it makes me question, is it over? I don't know who YBN Nahmir's fan base is, and it doesn't even seem like he really has one. 4K first week sales are some very bad numbers, and if you're a massive record label like Atlantic Records, does it even make sense to spend your time on Nahmir's career, let alone your resources, when there are other promising acts coming up? And majority of the reason why I say these are terrible sales figures is Nahmir kind of got a pretty solid push for this album. If Nahmir was fully independent and he released this and he sold 4K, I would not be going in on him like this at all. That's why I didn't really go too hard on Tory, because he's pretty much blackballed. Nahmir's up there on Rap Caviar and all these playlists with this song, so I can't cut him slack like that. But I'd like to see the next steps from YBN Nahmir, because when you drop something like this, you can't just let it fester. The stench of trash is just going to increase. You've got to do something about it. Nahmir said he's going to release more music soon and be more active in doing so, which I guess is the best thing he could do, but I don't know if there's a solution. Everything YBN Nahmir did when he first came in the game is being done better by at least a dozen rappers right now, if not 24, both musically and their rap sheets. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.